Ladies and gentlemen, I fucking missed this. Mayar, where have you been? Is that what's going through your mind right now? Because I know it is. But did your heart skip a beat when you heard the sound of this music come on? Because I know mine did. Ladies and gentlemen, what is going on? It is Thursday. It is the 29th of June. And we are finally here. We are chilling in my car. And lately, I've been in the CEO lounge. And usually, when I'm having sex with my secretary, you can expect a thought of the day. And today's thought of the day is about nothing in particular. I'm serious. I had a friend ask me, Mayor, how do you just sit in your car? How do you just pull us into your car and just rattle off the thought of the day? I mean, is it just off the cuff? Well, no, not really. I mean, I read and then I think about what I want to say and I write some things down. Look, let me show you something. I've been carrying my journal around for like the past few days with a pen, right? Just like, let me just jot down thoughts of what I want to talk about for the thought of the day. Guess what I've written down? Fucking nothing. There's just nothing. There's nothing here. And you know, that stopped me from doing this because I feel like I had nothing to say. And I've been busy. That's part of the reason why. And I actually started my own business. Can you believe that shit? And it's been taking up a lot of my time lately. And I was telling my friend, I got a friend of mine, and I was telling him, I was like, man, I haven't had the time to do the thought of the day. And he's like, what gives, man? And I was like, dude, I haven't been reading. I've been so immersed in action lately. I feel like I have nothing to teach. And he's like, Mayor, why do you feel like you always have to fucking teach? Like, you can't just bring us into your car and just chill with us and just talk with us? Like, that's not a thing in your world? I'm like, no, I guess it's not. Like, I had everything backwards. I really did. I realized that sometimes you just want to chill in my car. That's it. I mean, I don't have to teach anything. Sometimes, part of the reason why I haven't done it is, I mean, I've been gone for like a couple months, right? I'm like, who am I to sit down and just drag you into my car after being gone on this hiatus and just try to teach you stuff and give you my opinion and cram books down your throat? You don't want all that. Well, I can't just put you in my car and talk with you? Sometimes we overcomplicate shit. Is that not true? I mean, I had to really reel back and be like, you know what? Sometimes it's not about trying to share these books with you. Sometimes you just want to know what's going on in my life, right? I mean, I feel like that's something I could share pretty easily with you. And like I said, I started my own business. And when you start your own business, it's a lot like having a baby. I got a 5-year-old, my Coral, she's back in LA. And when she was, it was always like this, right? When you start your own business, you're literally doing this for like the first year. Because you don't want your baby to die. I mean, you want to take care of your baby. So a lot of my time and energy went into that. And I totally forgot about how this is something that I love. And this is something that really helps a lot of people. And I felt imbalanced over the past couple of months because I haven't been doing this. This is my medium of self-expression. This is how I get my thoughts out. This is the thought of the day, baby. Have you missed this shit? I fucking missed this shit. This is it. This is us. You've been chilling in my car this whole time. You're probably standing on the corner like, Mara, what the fuck? You said you were gonna pick me up like 5 minutes ago. It's been 2 months. Like, I know, my bad. My bad. I really do have to apologize to you. One thing, I realized how you make an impact without even knowing it. You make an impact on people. There are some people who chill in my car and they just chill. They hear what they want to hear. They take what they want to take and they leave and they come back the next time. And they don't leave a trace of being here. That's totally fine. That's totally fine. There are some people that enjoy that. And I forgot about those people. I really did. Over the past couple months, I've had a lot of people message me and say, hey, man, where's the thought of the day? Like, where have you been? And I'm like, I'm on it. You know, I've been busy, but it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. And it never came, right? And I let those people down, but I'm glad that they held me accountable. But let me tell you about my business. So I started my own social media marketing agency. Isn't that fucking crazy? I started my own social media marketing agency, and I do social media now for other businesses. And if you've been following me on Instagram, you know, for the past few years, you know that I'm a foodie. And I've been food blogging for a long time, and I realized, I was like, you know, every time you and I, we take a picture of the food we're having at a restaurant, we geotag it, we hashtag it, and we say, this is amazing, you know, I got this at this place. Unwittingly, you and I are marketing for that business, that restaurant, without even knowing it, right? So we're doing free marketing for them, and I was like, you know what? Why don't I just make a business out of this? Why don't I combine what I love with what I'm good at? Remember, hey, Ikigai. I found the Ikigai, baby, with food. You know, I've known my Ikigai for a while in other areas of my life, but next time we chill in my car, maybe we could talk about that integration, you know, the integration piece, the application piece. So I found this way to combine what I love, food, with what I'm good at, and that is bringing it to the attention of the world. And I found out that I'm fucking good at business, because business is relationships, it's people. You know, if you were one of my warriors, right? You were one of my liberators, my diamonds, my Valor Flight members, my Avengers, then you know what my strengths are. You know, I always used to say, I just stick to my 3 C's and my P, right? What is that? That's my communication, my connection, my cooking, and my people skills. That's all. Anything below that, I fucking suck at. That's just the reality. But I know my strengths, I know my truth, and I stick to my strengths. And if I could build an elite team, because life is a lot about building an elite team to kind of like shore up your strengths. If I could surround myself with the right people, you know, a team is well-rounded because every member of that team is not. That's what makes a team effective. I started thinking about my strengths and I applied it. That was basically it. So I will tell you a lot more about that. Let me tell you another thing. You know, a part of the reason why I haven't been doing the thought of the day is because I haven't been reading. You know, I was just so immersed in action these past couple months, I haven't been filling my mind. And, you know, the thought of the day is predicated on me reading and sharing something with you worthwhile. But how can I share something with you that I don't have? I've been dormant in that area. And you know, when it comes to reading is all about filling your mind with the voices that can mentor you, right? The reason why I share Seneca with you, the reason why I share Aristotle, Alexander the Great, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Dalai Lama, all these people, you know, when I'm faced with problems and situations, it's like the voices in my mind, the Aristotles, the Bruce Lees, all these people are like, consider this. Why don't you do this? That's what reading really does. It introduces mentors into your mind. But when your mind is dormant, the voice of yourself comes back, right? And you know what that voice does? Self-destructive talk. I'm telling you the truth. I'm telling you what I know. When my mind became dormant over the past couple months, I started talking to myself in such a self-destructive way. Every time my heart would say, I want to do a thought of the day, my heart would go to my mind, and my mind would ask, how? Why do you want to do the thought of the day? You think you motivate people? What are you providing people? What are you doing for them that's helpful? You know, the thought of the day was created for 2 reasons. One, I wanted to keep myself sharp and share the lessons of history. That's the first reason. The second reason is I feel like I provided a lasting experience at ALS when I was an Airman Leadership School instructor, and I wanted to give something to my prior students to continue to learn by. But because I wasn't reading, because I wasn't doing these things, the voices came back and they're like, the voices in my mind. You're not a great educator. You were fucking fired from ALS. What makes you think that you're a great speaker? What makes you think that you can teach people something? And this is the sort of self-talk that was breaking me down. You know, I just read a book called, it was by Laird Hamilton, professional surfer. And he talks about, I forget the name of the book off the top of my head, but he says in that book, he's like, make sure your worst enemy doesn't live between your 2 ears. Let me say that shit again. Make sure your worst enemy doesn't live between your two ears. So I was using self-talk to my disadvantage. You know, I think MIT did a study. 87% of your self-talk goes unchecked. So your subconscious mind is breaking you down all the time. So reading is necessary for muting out that voice. But I'm back on the horse. I picked up a few amazing books. I've been reading, I've been listening. I want to share some amazing things with you over the next couple weeks. But I got to tell you, like, just like I said, the number one reason why I started this, the thought of the day, was to give to myself first. One of my other favorite quotes says, "Give to yourself until your cup runneth over, and then give to others with that overflow." Hold on. Woo! I fucking miss the thought of the day. I would never even share that shit where I work at now. I'm in CE, I'm back doing my normal job. No one wants to hear this, but you love this. Give to yourself until your cup runneth over, and then give to others with that overflow. That's what I've been doing. You know, I've had to remind myself, because, you know, one of the other ways that you can remove that self-talk, I said reading. Let me show you something. You know, I've had to remind myself of some things that really meant a lot to me in my life. Do you know what this is? If you're one of my diamonds, you know exactly what this is. You know, I received this after teaching class 16 Delta. This is back in 2016. And they gifted this to me along with something else. They gifted this diamond to me, and it says, there's a quote engraved on here by Steve Jobs. It says, "The people who are crazy enough to think that they could change this world are the ones that actually do." They also gave me what they called this philosopher's stone. I think I got it in my pocket. Let me show this to you. You know, leave it to them to get me a philosopher's stone, right? They got me a stone, and they put some of my own quotes on this stone. And that really meant a lot to me. I've had to really dig through some of the things that have helped me encourage myself. I know this sounds crazy. I know this is kind of hokey and pokey, but this should help me. I'm telling you, this genuinely helped me get myself out of that rut. Because I had to stop myself from thinking that I wasn't making a difference. Here's another one. Class 16 Foxtrot. You remember this? You make this less of a job and more of a joy. I love this. You know what they gifted me at the end of this class? After I taught this class, 16 foot, my Warriors, they got me $150 worth of Barnes & Noble gift cards because they knew I loved reading. Who the fuck does that? Like, and I have the nerve to stop reading? They said, "Listen, we love what you do. Take this and continue doing it." That's what I should have been doing, and I stopped doing it. So I appreciate this. And my liberators, 16 Echo, they put together a fucking journal where everyone signed it and wrote a message to me about how I made a positive impact in their experience at ALS and how I made a positive impact in their lives. That means the world to me. I don't give a fuck about awards. I don't give a fuck about EPRs, decorations, none of that shit. When the people that I care about say that I took care of them well, this shit right here is fucking gold to me. I had a friend tell me, "You motivate the fuck out of me sitting in your car when we're just chilling in your car. I can't believe you were released. How is it? You know, if you can sit there in your car and motivate the shit out of me, could you imagine what you can do in person? Can you imagine the impact you can make with people one-on-one or in a group setting?" And I said, "Yeah, you know, I forgot about that. I really did." I had a saying back when, you know, we were over there at ALS. I used to tell my students, if I can motivate you, then I can educate you. And if I can educate you, then I can liberate you. And if I could liberate you, I can remove the ignorance that has been holding you back. And I could share with you the truth that'll propel you forward. That's what I did. That's the kind of shit that made me proud. Mayar, this all sounds really like gloating, you're praising. Well, here, let me address that too. I'm praising, look, it goes like this. I don't give a fuck. This is my thought of the day, baby. I'll do whatever I want. I love this shit. Sometimes you gotta remind yourself of your truth. That's the bottom line. Who fucking cares about what anyone else thinks of you? I've told you this many, many times. Sometimes you gotta get out of your own head and let other people get in your head. These people, the right people need to be in your head. That's all I got for you tonight. I got some amazing stuff I want to share with you over the next couple of weeks. I want you to continue holding me accountable. I'm serious. Over the past 2 months, I've had so many of my prior students, my warriors, my liberators, my Valor Flight members, my friends. They're like, what's going on? Where's the thought of the day, baby? That's your shit. And I'm like, I know, man. I know. One other thing, I told you about this restaurant chain I've been doing work with. I started this social media company, and I signed my first client back on the 1st of May, and I've been doing work with an American-themed restaurant here in the UK. I was in the kitchen doing some photography and getting some content for the Facebook and Instagram page. And the kitchen team, I got a great rapport with them. They remind me of you. They remind me of my liberators, my warriors, my avengers. They're always saying shit to get a rile out of me. That's what they're doing. And out of nowhere, one of the guys at Grand Central, one of the guys in the kitchen, he rounds the corner and he's like, uh-oh, ladies and gentlemen, what is going on? And I'm like, where the fuck did you hear that? And he's like, your thought of the day, baby, we love it. We all watch it. And I'm like, I'm not even connected with you guys on social media. And because, my shit is public. I put it out there for everybody. And he's like, we love it, man. So don't ever doubt your impact. They were pointing to one of the chefs that is super quiet. I'd never heard him say a word. And this guy goes, what's his, Rangan, he loves this shit. He loves when you do the light. You remember the light? And he goes, I love the thought of the day. I'm like, that's the first thing I've ever heard this guy say. He loves the thought. The first time I ever heard, I met this guy months ago. The first time I ever heard him say anything was, I love the thought of the day. I'm like, damn. I miss this. I missed you. I look forward to talking with you next week. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here. We're just chilling in my car. And we're singing like the birds sing. Not worried about who hears or what they think. I look forward to talking with you soon. Until then, stay well, stay healthy. I'll talk with you next week.